Hey everybody, just this is an instructional video for assignment number 22, Classical Civilizations in Geography of China. So learning target for this is this, you're going to try to identify the term classical civilization and explain what makes a civilization classical, and we're going to locate some geographic features of China. So we're starting this new unit of China, and it's going to fall during what's called this classical period. So the warm-up here is we're thinking about what makes these different characteristics of time periods. So for the warm up, just to make that this more abstract concept concrete, is you're thinking about just, 5 events that are important in your life. So it could be anything from like a sibling being born to moving somewhere or starting something that you're really into. So you can put 5 events of your life, and then once you have the 5 down, you're going to think of a way how to group them into 3 different periods of time. So um, how would you group these together based on like what was similar during the time period? So this is just a little warm up. Do your best on this part. But there's really modeling this idea, this concept of periodization, which is the process of dividing the past into different time periods. Because global history has so much information, we try to break up the timeline of human history into smaller eras. And the case for our class, we're going to have like these 5 eras that you're going to cover between 9th and 10th grade. So most of the class so far, we've done the ancient history. This is like the Paleolithic period, the Neolithic Revolution, early civilizations, river valleys, and all that stuff. But now we're moving into this new era called the Classical Era. Some of the stuff we did with India would have fallen in there, but with the project, we didn't really focus on it so much. But it's just this time period from 600 to 9 BCE, remember before year 0, to 900. So what makes this period classical? I don't know what it gives it. What are the distinctive characteristics? It's a period of time in which complex civilizations expanded to establish large land empires and were more interconnected through trade than earlier civilizations. Basically, instead of being these smaller places that were just located in river valleys, you're going to have these larger empires that are going to go or just cover a lot more territory than before. And because of that, they're also going to be more interconnected. So people, we're going to focus, for the empires, we're going to talk about the Han Dynasty, and we're going to talk about the Roman Empire. And these places are more interconnected through trade. So, people in China are going to be trading with people in Rome, which, the far end of the the Asian continent, all the way over to Europe. And we're going to look at this trade network called the Silk Road. Also, these civilizations made great contributions to our collective learning as a result of golden ages, marked by prosperity. So basically, like times are really good. There's going to be a lot of art. There's going to be a lot of buildings. There's going to be a lot of technological developments. Golden ages is where we see some really interesting uh, developments of these older civilizations. And most of the major belief systems that still impact our world were established during this time period. So, like when I said India falls into this, Hinduism, Buddhism were developed. We're also going to see Christianity develop in the Roman times, and Confucianism and Taoism and some of these other belief systems. So this part, you're just looking at the timeline. A couple easy questions there. And then you're watch a short video about the geography of China. It's really short, it's a couple minutes, and you're just thinking about the 2 major rivers, a couple geographic features here. And one of the things is, I'll tell you this one is most people live on the eastern third of China, and which means that when you get down to this part, most people live over here, and this is why like Chinese culture is way different from like Indian culture, and why Chinese culture is very similar to Japanese and Korean culture. So next part is just then you're getting into the more specific stuff about Chinese geography. So basically on this map, use the key. Tells you continents, oceans, regions have all capital letters. Like, here's some things that have all capital letters. And then land-based geographic features. And then what you're going to do is use relative location. So relative location is like using directional phrases to describe stuff. So like Canada is north of New York, right? Using north, south, east, west, and all those things. So China. So you're right for all these. China is, west or west of something, east of something, north of something, etc. So you're going to look at 2 regions, 2 oceans, bodies of water, and geographic features. I'm going to end this video now because I have 5 seconds left, but I'll make a second video for the rest of the assignment.